You are in this because you want to be the best dad that you can be to your children.
We're warriors, and we're going to battle all the discouragement that tends to separate us from our family, from our children, which you've already been doing, which is why you're here.
Today was our graduation for Fathers Incorporated.
I was inspired to make a bigger difference in my daughter's life. I was just really determined to change the course in my family and whatnot, because we have a lot of our fathers and mothers missing in our lives, so I wanted to make sure that I'm there.
Fathers Incorporated came up on Facebook, and I just clicked on it to see what it was about. And I'll be honest, I thought maybe it was a scam because it was free. I wasn't being charged for anything, and it was just a little bit too easy, it seemed like. It turned out to be a really, really great opportunity.
As a child, we're taught lessons first, then we take the test. As an adult, you have to take the test, and then you learn the lesson.
One of the most valuable lessons I've learned in Fathers Incorporated in those past 6 weeks would be radical responsibility, which is finding your part in whatever circumstances you don't like in your life. Whatever you don't like that's going on, whatever circumstances, whatever environment you find yourself in that you don't like, figure out what you did to land yourself there.
You'll realize that at the end of the day, there's really not too many things that need to be focused on other than your family, the children, and the children you and your spouse are raising.
That's our main driving motivator, is our kids, you know, and being there and doing what we need to do for them.
If you are truly ready to make a change, take the step.
If you are looking for a support system, if you are looking for brotherhood, if you're looking for men that are going through the same thing that you're going through, Fathers Incorporated is the place to stop by, visit, become part of the brotherhood, go through the experience, and it will change your life.
Fathers Incorporated, thank y'all so much for tolerating me. Thank you for teaching me what I needed to know. My daughter thanks y'all, because it's just gonna make me a better dad for her. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your time and resources. Thank you.
I've been in places where we've gone into some places, like for example, in our barbershops. And we were in one, I was in one day, and one of the barbers was having a conversation. His daughter was also in the room, in the barbershop. And I heard him start cursing, and I said, you can't do that. You're not modeling the right behavior in front of your child, because what she hears, she'll repeat that again. And he apologized. He said, you know, I never thought about that. I said, you got to understand, that child is watching everything you do. That child is looking at you, and she is just like a sponge, soaking up everything that you say and all these other men say in this barbershop. So be careful about what your child is absorbing.
They must be allowed to grow, develop, and learn. So what that means is you have to, it's just like a flower, right? So you put a seed in a pot, right? You know that seed is not going to sprout up and produce fruit the next day, right? You have to water it. You have to let the sun get to it. You have to do different things. Sometimes you may have to trim the leaves. You know, there's a lot you have to do, especially like if you're growing tomato, like a tomato plant. You have to put the bamboo stick in there. You have to wait for the vine to wrap around the bamboo stick. You have to allow it to grow and to develop and to learn. And even going back to a tomato vine, it had to learn how to wrap itself around the bamboo stick to give it, you know, to help it be sturdy in the soil. So it's the same thing with a child. You have to allow a child to grow and to develop and to learn. You cannot rush it, and you cannot force it.
Used his life to empower other Black men to rise and step with confidence into one of the most important roles in life, which is fatherhood. This is Kenneth's story.
My name is Kenneth Braswell, and I'm 59 years old. I am from the great city of Brooklyn, New York. I have 5 children. My wife, Tracy, and I have been married going on 10 years. Started hanging out as friends, and then it kind of developed. At the time, I didn't have a job. I was really on the low side of my life. And I was truthful with her and said, listen, I really want you to come and hang out with me, but the only thing I have in my house is peanut butter and jelly. And she says, okay, I love peanut butter and jelly. And it's been on since then. I am a stepfather. Amber is Tracy's biological daughter. I think she was 9 when I came into her life. I love her to death. And I said to her, I am not here to replace your father, even though he's not here. Because what we want to do is always give him the space to come back in. I'm not that guy that's going to shut the door on another man's child. And so when he's ready, we're going to welcome him in. And over time, we just became closer and closer. And I always just played a role in her life as a nurturer. Fatherhood is what people will know me for. It's my legacy. I think my children would identify me with always knowing that I brought the importance of a father in their lives. My first child, her mom and I was young when we had her. I was 17 years old. I was in this relationship, I was failing miserably. I got into a new relationship and that one was failing miserably. I was trying to run a newspaper, I couldn't run it, I was failing miserably, and my life was just going like downhill fast. There was this moment where I was in my living room sitting on the couch and I was like, I gotta fix this. And I just had this soft whisper like in my spirit, and it just said, speak to the hearts of men. And I said, what does that mean, you know? And I sat at my computer, and within 4 hours, I had a 15-page perspective of Fathers Incorporated. So Fathers Incorporated is a 501c3 agency charged with providing direct service, capacity building, and professional development for entities who are interested in working specifically with dads. We do a lot of work to help fathers to become more leaders in their environments and to become more intentional about fatherhood. I'm here to tell you that you're not the first person to go through what you're going through.
So joining us from Georgia is a Mr. Kenneth Braswell. Nice to make your acquaintance, sir.
Well, nice to make your acquaintance as well. Thank you so much, Sterling and Oprah. I am so honored to be with you tonight.
Well, we're honored to be able to talk to you because you can see from that piece what a good man you are. I think it's so powerful that the intention of your work is to help enhance and advance the conversation of responsible fatherhood, and that came to you in your spirit. And so what does that message of responsible fatherhood look like to you?
You know, for me, it starts with recognizing that I'm not perfect. I'm just a man trying to serve my purpose. I wake up each and every day with the desire to be available, not only to my family, but to the men that we serve. And I think that if you strive to be excellent, you'll get closer to perfection as long as you understand you'll never be perfect.
That's so perfect what you just said. That is so perfect. And you know what? It's sort of also, I think a lot of men feel if I can't be perfect, then I just need to not do anything. When in fact, it's not about perfection. It's about striving for excellence and getting as close to that as you can.
Sure.
Absolutely. I think the other piece of it is worthiness. I think beyond trying to be perfect, we're also struggling with whether or not we're worthy to be responsible for another human being's life, right? And I think you're always wondering whether or not you're worthy enough to be the person who's responsible for this child. And sometimes you feel like you're failing, and sometimes you feel like you're winning. But the key is stay in the game.
Well, it is a pleasure, just a true joy for the both of us to be able to share a screen with you.
And to be honored by a king as yourself, Sterling, and a queen as yourself, Oprah. Thank you so much. You have absolutely no idea how deeply appreciative I am of what you're doing right now.
Thank you so much.
What we try to do is, man, for fathers, especially black fathers, man, we want to give them support because, you know, moms, Mother's Day, they get all the gifts. You know, we be getting socks, the whole nine. But, you know, for all the fathers out there that's really, like, doing great with their kids, and even if you need help, we're here with you. Good Dad Gang. The Good Dad Gang, Good Dad Gang's gonna hold hands with Fathers Incorporated. Like I said, it's really important that fathers stay in touch with their kids, stay bonded with their kids, especially as black fathers. But no matter what color you are, man, we try to make sure that the dads stay connected to the kids. Fathers Incorporated. Wow.
I'm not here because of basketball. I'm here because when I was a young man, my father wasn't around. And I had to figure out life by myself with my single mom. So that's why I'm here for year number 2. The reason I got involved with Fathers Inc. because I wanted to save some lives right here. Not so much the kids, even you dads.
How you doing? My name is James Carter. I'm a volunteer as well as I use the services for F5 Fathers Incorporated. First rule of being a father or being a man is simple: self-preservation. You can't love or take care of nobody until you love and take care of yourself. You know, so if you want your kid to be that stand-up person, you got to be that stand-up person.
You don't get time back. Time is fleeting.
Rock on, rock on.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Atif Muhammad.
Rock on, rock on.
Wanted to come out, share some camaraderie with the fellas, the fellowship, fatherhood. Fatherhood is brotherhood. So time is the most important aspect of parenting that you can offer your child. I promise you that. So use your time wisely.
We have here with us today Mr. Dorsey Levens. His resume needs no introduction. I'm surprised he don't have a Super Bowl ring today. Let me first encourage you to be aware of what you can change and what you control and what you cannot change or what you cannot control. I hate to break this down for some of y'all, but the only person you can change or control is the person in the mirror.
All right, so I'm Javin Foreman. I'm the project director of Gentle Warriors Academy here at Fathers Incorporated. Yeah, man, today was outstanding. Another great event. You know, Home for the Holidays Part 2 with our Fathers Hoops Challenge. It was amazing. I think we probably had about 65 dads in the building, sons, daughters in the building, moms, and this time it was a bit of a twist with Home for the Holidays on top of the Hoops Challenge. We adopted 12 families. Took them on a little bit of a shopping spree. They submitted a wish list to us. Got the team out in Walmart and Target, scoured those aisles. We were able to buy things for them to put smiles on their faces today.
Merry Christmas!
My name is Kenneth Braswell. I'm the CEO of Fathers Incorporated based here in Atlanta. Our mission is to serve dads and to strengthen families one dad at a time. As an agency here in Atlanta serving dads, to be able to have 29 dads show up, meet the milestone of finishing curriculum, right, and understanding the importance of being in the lives of their children was a major thing for us. In the first year of our grant, we're charged with training 100 fathers in the first year, 900 over the next 5 years. And so even though we've already had graduates that have took place virtually, to be able to finally get in the same space with these dads, to watch the smiles on their faces, to see the joy in the faces of their families, and to see them with their children, and to see their families love on them, this is the highlight of my year. And this is just a start, because now I'm looking forward to doing this over and over and over again for the next 4.5 years, if not longer.
To be a part of the organization, or to be a part of it just from a supporter standpoint, is phenomenal. Like, who doesn't want to have their black man encouraged inside of the world when they're going outside? The world beats them up. You know, you can give spiritual guidance, you can give, you know, healing talks, stuff of that nature, but it's nothing like having a program to reconfirm in the world that you are worth something.
You know, as dads, you know, we're often looked at as, you know, based on our physicality. You know, we're big, we're strong, the protectors, but there's also another side of us that's, you know, we're nurturers as well. We can be gentle, we can be loving, we can be caring, and we want to get men to understand it's okay to have emotions and recognize you have emotions. So there's both sides of it, the physicality and the gentle side.
A father is a man who expects his children to be as good as he is meant to be. You are loved, my dear black kings. Take hold of it. Understand this accomplishment today is one of many.
Fathers Incorporated wants to know where my dad's at, because we got you covered. If you need assistance with visitation, child support, or you just want to be a part of a brotherhood to support you in becoming the best dad you can be, then visit fatherhoodisbrotherhood.com and join the Brotherhood today. No charge to join. Visit fatherhoodisbrotherhood.com or text Fatherhood is Brotherhood to 66866. Again, text Fatherhood is Brotherhood to 66866. And again, if you want more information, visit fatherhoodisbrotherhood.com or text Fatherhood is Brotherhood to 66866.
Give me some, pound it, pound it. That's exactly what I thought when they told me that. I was like, nah, yo, but then they came. Exactly. Man, that's good. What, man? Oh, man, you cracking me up. You bust me up.
Pittsburgh Yards is an impressive new addition in southwest Atlanta. It houses the offices of Fathers Incorporated. Inside, a group of dads are enjoying a special fellowship.
We're trying to create a space where brothers can do that, where we can build, we can have these conversations, we can laugh, we can cry, we can celebrate children's birthdays together. But more than anything, to your point, is to build on our common ground and commonalities.
Talk to a young brother that's got kids.
The program's theme is Fatherhood is Brotherhood.
2 hours every week or 4 hours every week.
Kenneth Braswell is the CEO of Fathers Incorporated. He developed a curriculum filled with resources and support.
We need to have somebody else to lean on, whether it's somebody younger, somebody our same age, a peer, or most definitely wisdom from someone older. And so the concept of fatherhood is brotherhood is to convey that message.
The goal for 2021 is to serve 100 fathers ages 18 to 40, packing their toolboxes with job skills, networking, and assistance with navigating legal matters.
They don't understand the system, and so because they don't understand the system, we do what men do, which is flee. And our message is don't flee, because that's just going to get you in more trouble.
COVID-19 has had an impact here too. Michael Paul had to close his business. That put a strain on his relationship with his family.
Myself, I started late, and my oldest child's only 17. I have a 5 and a 2-year-old, but I'm 54. I'm more in a grandfather's age range, but I'm learning how to be a father at this age.
Jarrell Bike's Royal Roots Barbershop is in South Metro Atlanta. It was Fathers Incorporated's Real Dads Read program that brought him on board. He hopes that having children's books in the barbershop will encourage reading, bolstering community literacy.
Every city in this country needs a group of men that are coming together in the name of fatherhood, in the name of empowering ourselves, our children, our families, so that we can build better communities. You know, the family is the backbone of the community, and if we don't have our families in good health, then our communities can't be in good health.
On this Friday, a handful of participants were honored for reaching a program milestone. They're already looking ahead to the next stage.
We're proud of these 5 guys who have gone through. We have not had one absence. They've been at every one, both virtual and in-house. They're enthusiastic. They've already asked me, you know, how do we keep this thing going?
Is fatherhood truly a brotherhood?
Absolutely. It certainly is a brotherhood. I think that it's the best job that I've ever had, and I think that most men would agree.
Definitely, for sure. Fatherhood is definitely a brotherhood. Yeah. One of the many brotherhoods I am a part of, and one of the most important brotherhoods that I'm a part of.
And that's keeping ATL strong.
And this was at the death of my mother. You know, I was tasked. You know, so I have a brother and a sister, and then it was myself. And at the death of my mother, the emotions were so high in the family, which is natural, right? The emotions were so high, but it was almost to the point where, but we had the job to do of, you know, preparing the funeral, preparing the insurance stuff and things like that. It was almost a point in the midst of that where I couldn't even think clear enough to make those decisions. And so I remember having a conversation with my wife, and I told her, and this was a part of my own self-care, if you will, and for my own emotional well-being. I told her I needed to disconnect from everybody. And so I literally got in the car and drove for about 2 hours. Just me in a car. Everybody was still back home. You know, the emotions were still high. But I had to do that in order to get to a place where I could begin to start getting to a place where I could to make some sound decisions. Right.
Dad can be transformative, but also a lot of fun. Help prepare your little monster for the outside world. Encourage their interests. Support their growth. Walk them through new relationships.
He's perfect. Whatever you say.
And prepare them to stand on their own 2 feet.
So much of the good in my life is because of you.
Never stop being a dad.
It is no secret that policies and laws related to parenting have not served Georgia dads with the best of intentions. One of the biggest policy barriers in the state of Georgia for non-married dads is this issue of legitimation.
So I was in the car and I was like, dang, you know, I should, what's the name of that program that my kid's father had taken? And the Fatherhood program came on the radio.
I wasn't expecting to have the luxury of being in the program, really. What happened was I was telling her, constantly telling her how much problems I was having not seeing my daughter, not talking to her.
Fathers Incorporated believes that this is not only a critical issue for Georgia dads, but for our families and children as well.
Legitimation is the process, the legal process in the state of Georgia in particular, where a father and mother are not married and they have a child.
I didn't know what legitimization was at all until she until she introduced me to the program. And then Mr. Frank, of course, kind of explained everything about legitimization.
Finally, there is someone who cares. And we have figured out a way to help dads through the process of legitimation. Fathers Incorporated is now offering training, educational resources, and assistance in helping you understand and navigate the process. To learn more about our legitimation assistance program, visit www.fatherhoodisbrotherhood.com or call 770-804-9800.
You love fathers, stop over here and see us. You want to see fathers in the community, come over and see us. Take a t-shirt home to a dad.
So today we are at Praise in the Park with our partner, Urban One, and we're excited to continue to partner with them in the effort of getting connected with our community so that we can bring dads to our ecosystem.
We have our booth set up, and we have dads and moms alike stopping at our booth. We're giving out information. We're signing up dads to join the Fatherhood is Brotherhood movement.
Fatherhood classes, next level life skills classes, and once they go through these classes, we help them with wraparound services.
Awesome program for Black dads. Black dads count.
Wow, the feedback today has just been incredible. I think what I've been most surprised by is the mothers and the aunties and the cousins and the grandmas and the big mamas who've come up to us and said, listen, I got a son at home, a grandson at home, an uncle, a brother, or some dude laying on the couch or living in the basement at home that definitely needs y'all. And so I think that that's been the most humorous for us, but it's actually been the most impactful because what it says is that there's a different way to connect with our fathers and not always directly. Sometimes the way to our dads is indirect.
Fatherhood, wow. It's interesting you say that because I actually a couple of weeks ago just lost my dad. And I think about the legacy and what he left me. And the definition of a father is also a definition of a man, a protector, someone who's trustworthy with integrity, someone you can rely on. It has integrity, that cares for you and you can just, like I said, rely on. And there's nothing like that that will defend you to the very end. And that's a true father for you.
The best part about being a dad is being active in my child's life and being a big contributor in my child's life. That's what's most important to me.
The most profound thing I heard was the mother who came to us and said, God brought me here today. I knew he had something for me, and Fathers Incorporated, you are it, because this is what my son needs.
One more time, what's legitimation?
His rights. Father, his
right.
right. The same rights as the mothers, he have them.
There
and
we when
go.
You're legitimized. So I have her, I have Miss Katrina's number and Dion's number in my phone. He has a Fathers Incorporated t-shirt going to him. Info on that. Our next cohort starts October 18th. I'm calling Dion tomorrow. We signing them up right now.
Sign them up.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.